choice. That's what we believe. We believe we're the chosen people. We don't believe Jews are the chosen people. We don't believe Jews are the ones going to the promised land. We don't think Jews are a part of God. No, Jews are nothing but another part of that same race of devils that come out of Europe. Black people are standing up. Black people are rising up, and they're starting fight.
We were slaves in Egypt. We belong to the Father, ain't no pledge of allegiance. We both to celebrate that killing that he didn't need you. We both to keep the holy days, don't be like the heathen. He said that
Wait.
for a reason.
I know y'all are getting real excited about the man.
I love how a conversation that was started by all women, no matter the skin color, because we were all fighting.
At all of these very colorful responses, and of course, you know, I will be right back.
Hey, white women. I know y'all are getting real excited about the man versus bear conversation. I get it. But I just want us to sit in our hut of humility real quick and know that this is the same thing, same-ish thing as me asking, hey, black women, hey, you're at work and you're alone in a room. Who would you rather walk in right now? You don't know what it is, a white man or a white woman. You're in a conference room alone. You have to be with one or the other. Which one is it gonna be? Now, be careful how you feel about this, because how did man feel when we picked bear, okay? All right, women, I just want us all to just be in our proper placement. I love the conversation. I just, you know what I'm here for. That's it.
See, now when I heard that, I thought, that really sucks. I can definitely see how that can be a problem, because I actually listen to and respect people who have different lived experiences than I do and have a better understanding about the types of systemic oppression that they live under.
See, I gotta just pause this for a second, because this is the reality of the situation. Okay, sorry about that. But this is the reality of the situation. You have some people that understand why black women, our women, took the time to explain why they would rather be in a room with a white man versus a white woman. I can understand it, because you have the whole Karen thing going on. And then at the end of the day, our people do not feel safe around you. And the reason is because a lot of white women will use the authority, use the government as a weapon, or use HR, or use anybody else as a weapon against black women or black men. So we can act like racism doesn't exist, or we can start having conversations about it, and you people can get out of your feelings about how our people feel about living in this country and dealing with you people on a regular basis, and how we have to put on fronts and we have to talk white. We should have to speak so proper so we're not considered to be ghetto. But anyway, let me let her finish.
And rather than arguing with that person who has a much better understanding about the types of danger they're in based on lived experience, about why I'm one of the good ones and not everyone is like that, I just shut up and listen and learn, and don't ask that person for emotional labor to teach me. I look at the information that's already out there and take that initiative upon myself, because I want people to feel safe around me, because I care about others. And I don't tell that person or anyone else who is in that position that, well, I'm one of the good ones, I'll defend you. I will just let my actions speak for themselves. It's actually that easy. You can just be respectful and listen to people and believe them when they talk about systems of oppression that they live in, that you don't. And it actually won't make you explode to say, wow, I guess I could inadvertently be a part of the problem, and I really need to make sure that I take steps so I don't continue to cause this problem that I say I don't want to be a part of. And what we sure as shit don't do, especially as white women, is explain in gruesome detail that is weirdly thought out all of the fantasies that we have about people who deny us access to them because they're frightened because of systemic oppression, and what the other might do to harm them just because they said they wouldn't pick us to be alone in a room with them. I can understand that whatever answer somebody who's lived through systemic racial oppression chooses in that scenario, even if I am among the group of people, they're like, yeah, I don't want to be in a room with you. I can understand they're not talking about me specifically, but people like me are very much a part of the problem. And if I want that to not be a problem anymore, I need to take the initiative to confront the people who are problematic with this behavior and do that work on my own. Because if I'm genuine about wanting people to be safe and not just soothing my own ego, I need to take the initiative as the person with privilege to eradicate that behavior if it's as important to me as I allege it is in my indignation.
Okay, the white women are losing the plot in the comments just like the men. So I'm going to take off native hat, goes over there, Asian hat, and dust off my white hat. Okay, put that back on. Great. White woman, hello. I'm sort of white sometimes. I don't know. Let's have a conversation about this. So you know how we get really pissed off when men don't understand the bear man conversation, and they come in and they say really stupid stuff in the comments, and they'll say it like over and over and over again, to the point where it's like, we've already talked about this and we're literally trying to talk about this, and like maybe you should stop commenting for a while and actually just listen. Ooh, let's listen.
See,
you know how we
this is the only issue I have with any of this. A lot of women try to collectively come together, but don't realize a lot of the talking points that they use come from a woman that at the end of the day were never really oppressed. White women still try to bring up this man versus beer conversation, but at the end of the day, when have black men ever oppressed black women in reality? I'm not talking about your situations that might have happened to you that occurred by a black man, but I'm talking about when have men in whole or in mass been the demons that y'all make them out to be, especially black men. I see a lot of women try to talk about the fact that certain black men do this, so then they put that on all black men. We can't do that neither. But I understand why they put this out there. But at the end of the day, this is why men keep bringing up the fact that you'll call the police when you have an issue. So that's why it's like you look to authority when you have a problem, but then at the same time you say you're scared of authority. No, I don't think that's what's really going on here. I think it's more of some people want the world to be exactly the way they want it to be when it's reality and then it's your reality. Those two have to conform together. If they don't, then you may have biases that you think are real, but are actually based in how you relate to the world. That's something else entirely, though. But we're going to continue. Let her finish.
hear me out. Let's also do that when black women are talking about the issues that they have with encounters that they've had with us. Cool. Great. Okay.
Because another thing too is the fact that if black women have an issue with white women, then the whole man versus beer argument is kind of like put on his face, because then that means that it's not really man versus beer. It's particularly what type of man it is versus a beer. But I mean, at the end of the day, we all know, I mean, anybody that has any logical sense knows that you would never choose a beer over a man. But if you have a fear of men, that's true for you. That don't mean at all you should be scared of all men, but I can't tell you how to feel. So you can feel however you want to feel, but at the end of the day, don't try to influence other people to feel the way you feel because things happen to you. That's not how life works. But anyway.
Put the native hat back on, Asian hat back on. Great, awesome.
Hey, white men, I'm already gonna go ahead and head this one off at the pass.
Hey, white women, I know y'all are getting real excited about the man.
I love how a conversation that was started by all women, no matter the skin color, because we were all fighting the same evil, has now turned back into a white or black thing.
All right. I think I'm going to end this right here because I'm confused on so many levels, and I think this is why these white women don't understand why black women are bringing this up. It's because when you start bringing up conversations like this, you have certain people look at things from a perspective of their history. And it was just like I just mentioned earlier. You'll have white women talk about we all need to come together collectively as women because of us being oppressed by men. When in reality, these were the same women that did things to Emmett Till. These were the same women that would take black men and use them as they please during our slavery, enslavement. So these are the same white women that if you go back in time, even if they didn't own slaves, they still participated in racism against us. They still found ways to collectively oppress us. They still found ways to have a cold war against us. It's called the soft war. Like, women do things softly, men do things hard. So you have women that would just teach you the wrong way, or they would say they whistled at them and get you hung. So this is the reason why black women keep bringing up this conversation, because this conversation will keep going and keep going and keep going, and we're going to keep getting at y'all, because until we receive reparations from the government for our oppression, it's no other conversation really to have. We're going to keep talking about the way you have treated us. So black men got a perspective, black women got a perspective. And because we've been separated, we think we're all having different perspectives, but really it's a collective perspective. Between black men and black women. Let me be very clear with that. Black men and black men and black women have gone through things together, even though they might not think that they were together. That's where I think our people have lost it. The only conversation we need to be having is about reparations. If they ain't talking about reparations, you can shove it where the sun don't shine concerning any votes, any political parties that sit there and talk trash to our and trying to get us to vote for this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, they're going to go into office and do what they want to do. We have never taken part in anything that this government has done concerning the laws, concerning the legislation, concerning the Constitution, concerning anything else in this government. We have never had any say-so in. And then to keep saying that, we should get over this. Why should we just get over this? Why? What, because you were allowed to come in this country, even if your family was an immigrant, you came in the 1800s, you were still given land, you were still given opportunities over black people? So either way, no matter how you slice it, whether you're a descendant from the slave masters or your people ain't have slaves and you don't know why we even talking about this, you still participated in the society that oppressed us. And if you ain't speak against it, you'll be like this woman right here, talking about we should just all get along. Meanwhile, we have been financially set back for almost 250 years. Everybody else got a head start over us. Great credit, not being redlined, not being oppressed, not being hung just for looking at a white woman the wrong way, or just for talking back to a white man. Not having any of the other freedoms that you so carelessly give away like it's no problem. That's our issue. Our issue is you think you can regulate our movement. Our issue is you think you can regulate what we can and cannot do. Our issue is that the laws only apply to us and it doesn't apply to you. That's our issue. But anyway, you let me know what you think about this, and like, comment, subscribe, and if you would be so kind, subscribe. Show a little love. I ain't asked you to pay me nothing. If you want to pay me something, you can pay me something. No, you can give me a little dollar or something. You know what I mean? I'm broke. Like, help a brother out. All right, peace.
Or the other? Which one is it gonna be?
Why are you booing her? She's right. In a work environment, going into a meeting, a conference, with just a white man or just a white woman, that's a tough choice for me.
It's for you, yeah.
For a lot of black women, it's easy for them to pick the man. As easy as it is for all of us to pick Bear. Because you see, the thing is, the violence of white women has been instrumental in holding up and perpetuating both patriarchy and white supremacy. And that is a truth that a lot of us are very uncomfortable with. And because it makes us uncomfortable, we don't like to think about it. Now, guess what one of the basic tenets of white supremacy is? That's right, the right to comfort. If you are comfortable until someone brings up a disparity that you were not aware of, and you get a little icky feeling in your tummy, you are not entitled to not feel that. That feeling is alerting you that something is wrong. You need to explore it. You need to do some self-examination and say, have I been engaging in behavior that perpetuates white supremacy and patriarchy? The answer is probably yes. The simple fact of the matter is my first and worst bullies were white women. And you know why. We all know why. The same reason we all know why we picked the bear over the man. We fucking know. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. When it comes down to it, quite frankly, I would probably choose a woman only because I'm more familiar with their violence. And I know that it would be less likely that she could physically overpower me if it got that escalated. Again, we're in a professional environment, but men will escalate anything anywhere. So me personally, I would probably choose the woman. But I would go into it with a strategy of covering my ass and recording everything because I know how we are.
That's her. You better.
And that's the part that a lot of you, a lot of us,
even more insidious,
don't want to address because it requires personal reflection and growth and admitting that you might have been part of the problem, that you very likely were part of the problem. Until and unless you can do that, shut up. Let the rest of us talk. All right? The grown-ups are having a conversation that you are not prepared for. So until and unless you are ready to do that work, shut the fuck up and listen when black women speak.
I mean, she spoke so eloquently, and I'm sorry I'm not done. But she spoke so eloquently about this. But the thing is that I think y'all need to preface that with white man or beer. Put the white. I think the white is silent when it's man versus bear. We need to emphasize that. Is it white man versus bear or? But tell me what you think about this in the comments, and I'm out. Peace. All right, I'm serious this time. Peace.
Back to who we are. I don't see how you don't see.
You're Lazarus. You're the dry bones. You're the prodigal son. You're the lost sheep. You're the people about whom the Bible is speaking, who will stand up in the last days when the trumpet is sounded.
I shall keep it until the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep your law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.